But once again, 20 assists, that means you got guys playing through your structure, willing to make the extra pass, and then obviously you can make all the extra passes you want. Ball's got to go in the basket for an assist to register, and we got some guys that are making shots.
Frank, how pleasing is it for you to see the post game working so well, not just with one guy, but between catching us and Chad, and all of them doing their part?
It's a big part of what we try to do. If you remember correctly, we threw it in there a whole lot last year, but we wouldn't convert. And then at the end of the year, we started converting, and we started kind of getting more from that, and that's a process that's continued to grow. And I'm real proud of Limonis. I've probably challenged Limonis as hard as any player I've ever coached. And his growth as a coach is fun to watch. You know, he still has to overcome when he gets tired. There's not another repetition left. When he gets tired, it's over. He's not going to change ends of the floor. We've got to get him to overcome that. He's worked too hard to get in shape. He's worked too hard to make himself a good player. He's got to figure out a way to overcome that so he can wait till the buzzer sounds to come out of the game. He can't check himself out and stay on the board. But him, you know, Demetrius is better. We're still not rebounding the ball well from Demetrius. He's got to get better there. He has shown flashes of doing that better, but he's got to be more consistent.
And forced a couple turnovers early on in the game. Just talk about defensively what you were doing to force some of the mistakes early on.
Yeah, that's the part. I tend to always have to drill, run a lot of drills to teach our defense. These guys have so willing to accept our principles defensively that I don't have to drill them as much. We can do a lot more stuff 3-on-3 and 4-on-4. We don't have to do as many things 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 as I've had to do my first 2 years here. So it's a little less taxing in practice on guys, and I'm okay with that. But they've got to perform when it's game time. That means they have to play through our principles when it's game time, or we got to go back to the basics, and then it becomes taxing in practice. And then you got guys that are tired in games, and that's the dynamic that as a coach you've got to manage, because they have, for us to be good, our players have to play through our disciplines. They can't play through their own disciplines, and right now they've bought in, and they've committed themselves to helping one another through our principles. And
Frank, you guys are 12-5 since the Kentucky game last year. Like 3 straight months of winning basketball. It's easy to read something into that. I mean, does that say something about where the program is right now, do you think?
if Iowa State and Florida want to allow us to keep winning, then I'm all for it. You know, I've been happy with this team for a while. You know, I mean, we should have won at Arkansas last year, should have won at Ole Miss last year. You know, should have, could have, but you know, we didn't dwell on that. We just went forward the next day and tried to get a little bit better.
Obviously, media fans, we haven't seen a lot of Shameik Shepherd. What does he bring to the table, and how do you plan to integrate that into what you're doing right now?
He brings athleticism. I mean, he's 5 months removed from ACL surgery, and he snatched a rebound there, just kind of standing under the basket, just jumped, and he was like elbows on the rim. You know, he brings athleticism. He's got a toughness to him. You know, he's an unbelievable person to sit around and have a conversation with, how thoughtful he is and articulate he is. And when he goes on the court now, he's not backing down from anything. And, you know, he brings a little edge to him on the court that I think is good for our basketball team. Athleticism, a little toughness on the court. He can become a. I don't know if you remember the one sequence where we ran some baseline screens, because it's one of the few things that he understands. And they switched, and he had a smaller guy, and we threw it to him. He's got basketball sense, and he started to take that little guy down to just shoot over the top. And he read help, pitched it to Senderis right away. He didn't take the extra dribble. A lot of guys will take one more dribble. That allows the double to get there, then it becomes a hard pass or a deflected pass. He read it, and took his time. As soon as he saw the opening, bam, he made the pass, which led to an easy basket. He's got that savvy about him that's going to help our team.